Welcome to the Danger Zone, episode 13, SupaPhill birthday edition. What's going on, guys? Welcome.
Let's go.
Happy birthday, Phil.
Thank you, daddies.
Are we gonna
Thank
sing it again? No.
Nah, that
stop
didn't work very well.
you. Nah, I don't think that's good audio cue. So are we're still on Spotify and all that sort of stuff?
We sure are. All the episodes,
Beautiful.
we're not up to date yet with YouTube. YouTube's still the premier place to be, but soon we're gonna catch up. And then every week they'll be out side by side pretty much. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
So yeah, today's my birthday. I'm officially 37. If you wouldn't believe it, minus 10. Yeah. So 27 today.
Looks
It's
47.
really hey.
Looks
Yeah,
47,
looks
feels
47.
57.
I'm just doing this thing where I just have this big beard and haircut and stuff, so I look way older, and then I'll have a shave, like our friend, your brother, James.
He
And
looks
then,
young.
Yeah, doesn't he? He's just real baby face. If you
Really
haven't
young,
seen him,
yeah.
wow. But yeah. So every year I do this thing. My birthday's actually on July 27th, but I just changed my birthday to April 1st. So then everyone just wishes me a happy birthday as an April Fool's prank.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Mum popped me out 27 years ago today.
Little did you know Joke was on her.
Yeah.
I think we should get this out of the way at the start of the show. Just so everyone's aware. Today's episode is going to be the last episode of the Danger Zone.
Yeah.
It's just been there's been a lot of mess around. Like the other week, we had to reschedule this week. It's just getting too much for us. And we have to actually discontinue the Danger Zone. So sorry to let you guys know like this, but there'll be no more Danger Zone ever again. It's very sad.
Yeah, it was tough. We talked about it, sort of at length during the week, and with shift workers and family stuff and commitments, and I'm juggling around swimming lessons just to make it work on Wednesday night, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on.
We're three young dads that, as good as it's been, our kids have got to come first. And
yeah, we're not saying we
not
won't
an
come
easy
back,
decision.
but it's just going to be gone for at least 5 to 6 years, at least, I think, and then maybe we'll revisit it.
Yeah, when the kids can look after themselves a bit better, when they're sort of starting high school and all that sort of stuff. We're still
So kids
hanging
these
out
days
together.
they learn all computer stuff like sound engineering in school and like audio mixing. So even we'll get the kids working on the podcast, and that way we can streamline it.
Yeah, nothing like a bit of child labor to help grow your podcast.
And yeah, so we'll revisit it in the future for sure.
Yeah.
But,
so sorry about the bad news to start off the show, but let's get into the good stuff now. Yeah. So did you guys see the Oscars the other day? Will Smith, Chris Rock?
No.
Well, you did not see that?
You're joking, right?
What do you mean? I don't watch the Oscars or anything like that, or like awards and stuff.
You haven't?
No, you take it.
April Fools!
You
like the most like viewed thing around the world right now. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it. Yeah. Yeah. What's your guys' takes on it?
I mean, they're public figures. He's a comedian. His job is to push boundaries. I don't really think if Jada's very upfront about her alopecia. She doesn't wear a wig. She shaves her head. It probably wasn't the most appropriate joke in the world, but I mean, he's a comedian. Isn't that his job to toe lines? Thought it was a bit of an overreaction. Well, not a bit. I thought it was a massive overreaction.
Just a bit,
obviously. To walk up and slap the fuck out of someone on not even national, global television. It was pretty crazy. Very, very entertaining viewing, and I was so skeptical for ages about whether it was real.
Yeah.
But I think it's very clear now that it was, with everything that's come out. But I don't know. I think we'll all look back and we already do laugh on it, but I think they'll look back and laugh on it too. But I'm just shocked that Will Smith was allowed to stay. I don't people are like, take away his Oscar. That's ridiculous.
They gave him a standing
I can't believe they let
ovation.
him stay. The Oscars have tried to say they asked him to leave and he refused. And it's like, well, you have security. If you really wanted him to leave, he would have left. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a massive overreaction.
How rich and famous do you have to be able to slap someone like live in front of millions of people and get away with it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Celebrity privilege, man.
Chris Rock didn't even write that joke. It was the producers that wrote it, and it's a
Yeah.
common theme that if you're sitting down at the front row of the Oscars, it's like grilling
You get
session.
roasted.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
the
I
one
heard
getting
It's like a
roasted,
roast, yeah.
So it's like, you open yourself up to it, and if you're not gonna cop the joke, you know, I
Yeah,
get,
and
I
you're
get,
like,
I get why, I
you're a
get
public
why.
figure.
I understand why Will Smith did get up there and was fucking like, he was laughing, but on the inside, he's probably like, I fucking hate you, cunt. But realistically, in saying that, if you are sitting down the front, you are going to get roasted. And where was I going with that?
Was it that big a deal, honestly? Was the joke
No, the
that
joke
offensive?
wasn't even that offensive. The joke was, a G.I. Jane joke.
Yeah.
That's how Chris Rock said it. He's like, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Wow.
Yeah.
And like it's
I'm going to.
it was
Keep
very
my
entertaining,
wife's
very
name.
entertaining. When I first
Oh.
watched it, I got home and like I jumped on TikTok and I saw it on TikTok and I was like, wait, what? Like, is this from like, is this old? Like, I didn't understand. Like, I was
You're like,
looking
no, it
at,
was like 4
I'm
hours
like,
ago.
yeah, and I was like, and I saw another one, and I was like, wait a second, is this staged? Like, is that real? And then like I kept seeing like reactions to it and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, it's real. And then I saw like his speech, crying, and he's talking about how the devil comes for you at your highest moment and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what
that was
the
really
heck,
messed up.
bro?
That was so
Yeah.
weird.
Like,
Um,
I get to a point why he was pissed off and slapped him because like, although it's no, there's no reason to hit someone over words, but if someone's saying that like, hey, I hope your family dies of cancer, and they say that right in front of you, bitch, you're getting slapped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
there's a
Isn't it
way
the
of saying
same?
it,
Is
like,
it the
yeah,
same though?
yeah, but there's words that, like, I get why Will Smith was angry, but it's still not the right thing to do. Do you know what
He
I
was
mean?
laughing, but he laughed at the joke until he saw that Jada was annoyed. What he should have said was, "Oh, it's just a joke," but then sort of been like afterwards, been like, "I didn't really think that joke was appropriate," but he laughed at it.
yeah,
He thought it was funny.
after he
Yeah.
after he slapped him, and he sat back down, I saw like another angle of like behind them.
Yeah, from behind. Yeah,
And like they didn't even like look at each other like during the whole thing. Like Jada like looked at him while he was like screaming, "Keep my wife's name."
she
And
was completely unfazed.
and then like they were just kind of standing there like weird robots. It was very strange. But I think that you can't say anything you want without like possible repercussions. Obviously, you shouldn't be able to like just assault someone if you don't like what they said. But like I think there's a certain thing where you can expect to get like knocked around. Like if you talk about family and like you cross a
Yeah.
certain line for a certain individual, you got to be ready for that because it's the real world. But in this instance, it just
No,
like the
it wasn't.
joke
It
was
wasn't.
like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't
Wasn't
even a
necessary.
zinger,
No.
It
Like,
didn't deserve that
No, it
outcome.
really wasn't. Did you see what Ricky Gervais said? Obviously, Ricky Gervais
I
has
haven't.
hosted like
I haven't.
the Golden Globes and stuff a lot, and I don't know if you've seen footage of it. He is fucking brutal, right?
Yeah,
Like
he tore everyone apart last
yeah,
year,
he
didn't
says
he?
some, yeah, he
The
says some big
Harley
shit.
bloody Weinstein, he's like
Yeah, he
everyone's
doesn't
friend, and like,
hold
yeah,
back.
yeah.
But they asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh no, I wouldn't have made um, I wouldn't have made a joke about her alopecia." He's like, "I would have made a joke about her boyfriend."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
exactly,
my
yeah.
He's just like, he's like, "I just would have made a much worse joke than
All
what
right,
was
now
made."
if everyone doesn't know what James is referring to, there is so what's her name? Jada or whatever her
Jada.
name is.
They're
Yeah,
in a
they're in an
very
open relationship, and it was there was an interview with Will Smith where he said that he's like they're in an open relationship, but apparently she gets around more than what he does. So that's
I
yeah.
think
So
no
basically,
offense, I don't want to offend anyone, but
that's their thing, though. That's
if
their
if
go.
if you haven't heard this, where have you been?
Yeah.
Because it was a massive thing for like months. She ended up sleeping with one of her son's friends. If you remember, that was like the big
an
thing on that
19
that
or
interview.
something, 20-year-old or something.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that
yeah.
started like did she cheat on him and then the open relationship started like that
Nah,
way,
I get the
or
feeling from the way
don't
I've
really know.
understood it, they've been in an open relationship for a long time.
Yeah.
but probably like your son's friend while you're having problems, because they were having problems at the time. So your son's friend while you're having problems probably is crossing the line of open relationship to sort of like, what the fuck.
Yeah, but you don't know what their boundaries are because literally Will Smith could just walk down the street and every girl would be like, Will Smith,
Yeah.
I'm all over you now, you know, no matter
Keep
who
your
they were.
wife's name out
Yeah.
your fucking mouth.
Mhm.
That's good
See, the thing is,
soundboard
it's like
potential.
it just sounded like it was fake just because
Oh yeah,
No,
like
yeah.
because he's such a good actor when he's acting, that's his real sort of tone and that's how, you know what I mean? And then when he does it for real in real life, you're like, oh, I've heard this line before. He's done it in a movie. And that's how emotional he was, but that's how good of an actor he is because you know what I mean?
I recognized like the real rage kind of in his voice when he repeated
Yeah.
himself. Like
And he's like his head's like this.
And you zoom into him and he's got his like, his
Yeah.
like sad face. He's like,
he's like it's actually like a good performance. Like maybe he should have won the Oscar, I guess.
Have you guys seen the website? There's a website now where you can slap Chris Rock and it tells you how quick you like slap him. Have you played that yet?
No.
No.
Yeah, I was playing on my
And
phone the other day. You go like
I
slap
was-
Chris Rock.
I was seeing something and there was people talking about how he should get the thing that he won taken off him.
The Oscar.
The Oscar that he won taken off him because of the assault or whatever.
Hmm.
And it got me thinking, I was just like, how bad do you have to stuff up in life to have your acting thing taken off you? You know what I mean?
Well, Harvey Weinstein still has his Oscars,
Yeah.
which is like the point that a lot of people are making. I don't really think going up and slapping someone should take away
Yeah,
from
but
the
like
Oscar.
at the ceremony,
He should have just been escorted
know.
out. He shouldn't have been able to collect it there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't think you should lose your award. Like, you've put all this work in. You've had an outstanding performance.
Hey, did any of you watch the movie?
No,
King
haven't
Richard
seen
one or
No,
whatever?
I haven't seen it.
No,
I want to see it.
haven't
It's about
seen
the
it.
Williams sisters
Apparently
and
it's
their
really
dad.
good.
Yeah, I want to see it.
What, the Serena and Venus?
People watch it now, probably.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah,
What's it called?
King Richard. It's Richard Williams. It's his Serena and Venus's dad.
Oh yeah.
Because like that guy's like fucking crazy.
Yeah, so are they, I think.
I think you sort of got to be on
Good.
that sort of level, stratosphere level superstar.
That's why I'm so crazy.
Yeah, because you're trying to be good.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that it wasn't a publicity stunt. And I guess I'm kind of not 100% sure. I guess it's not, but
I thought
Can
it was
you
at
really
first,
be
but I feel like too much has come out now. It's
yeah,
like,
probably.
okay.
Yeah. It's just a crazy thing. But like have you seen like people like getting angry that like why is this such big news? Like the planet is dying, the animals are leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what people expect. These guys are celebrities. Like, people care about what goes on in their lives and these sort of events. Like, just because we're here talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock doesn't mean that we're like, oh, global warming. I just knocked my water bottle over, but you couldn't see it. But that was like you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean we don't care
Will
about it
Smith
or the environment or anything. It's just, this is relevant. It's just happened.
It's the big news.
Big news. I mean, if like the sea level rose, I don't know, 100 meters overnight,
All be
not
dead.
on this slow build, but we'd be talking about it. Like, if it was a really sudden thing, we'd be talking about it. But there's not been like global warming and
Will Smith
climate change and that sort of stuff is all
slap
like
was
a
pretty
progressive burn. So it's a
Yeah, I hate that
conversation we have every
argument.
day.
It's like, we live in this society, but there's starving children in poverty all the way around the world. Well, yeah, we understand that. We get that. They're thinking about them, but
If we were talking about it, we'd be talking about it every day because it's an everyday thing. That might sound really insincere. It's not meant to be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, speaking of starving children around the world, I don't really want to go there, but the complete opposite. So, just big arrogance from me. We couldn't do the show Wednesday night because of various things, and I got invited to the season launch for my football club. So it was sort of like if you're a captain or a coach, or I think administrators and stuff get invited. And we went to the Meadows Greyhound track. I think you've been there
great
before,
track.
James.
Yep.
Yes,
have,
and we
yep.
went to upstairs function facility.
Yep. Yep.
Brian Taylor
Goodness.
was the MC for the night, and it was
Oh,
free
beautiful.
finger food and beers on a Wednesday night,
Yeah,
which
that's
was
gracious.
absolutely fantastic. And I just wanted to bring it up. I didn't really care about the night or anything. I was just there just to show me face and shake a couple of hands or whatever. But we got there pretty early, and I was going to the bar, and there was just you sort of just walk around and just shake hands, just whoever's in the room, just say g'day and try and mingle and associate yourself with the other competitors of the league. And I was at the bar, and there's this guy from he's a junior president of one of the other clubs, and I was shaking his hand, and there's this tall dude behind him. They walked up to the bar together, and I've gone to shake this dude's hand, and g'day, how are you? Yeah, my name's Rob. Yeah, g'day, Rob. Phil, who are you? Blah blah blah. And then I've gone to shake the guy behind him's hand, and I've seen who it was, and I'm like, oh, I better just turn around, and he doesn't want to talk to me. It was Brian Taylor. So I thought Brian Taylor was with this dude, but they just walked up to the bar together. So I thought they were like from the same football club. And then when I realized, I'm like, oh, he doesn't want to talk to me.
You
But
should
yeah,
have
big
just introduced
boy.
yourself.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah,
Who's
he didn't want
Brian
to.
Taylor?
He actually stole the bloke's beer actually from the bar because he didn't want to be
He's a
standing around there.
footballer, Aaron, who's now a commentator. So he was a
Oh, okay.
footballer in the
Yeah,
80s,
F-
80s,
yeah, 80s, 90s.
70s,
Yeah,
80s,
nah, 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s. Yeah, 80s,
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
And now he's a commentator. So
Very big public
you'd
figure
hear
in the
about him.
footy
He's
league.
got the
Yeah,
mustache and says Lloyd
he's the one who over exaggerates commentators.
Orazio.
Have you
I'm
seen
sure
that
I'd
thing?
recognize the voice, you know?
Have you seen that clip where he's like, "That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds."
No,
No,
probably not.
not getting to you. Ah, okay. Yeah, but he was there. He's actually really good. Like just second nature.
It's
Like the
Gal
homework that he did for
Pack.
the night, talking about the league and stuff. Just
Yeah.
like obviously he's a super professional, and he just vibes off the people that he's interviewing, and yeah, it was a good little night that was
Did you
paid
ask
for.
him get him on the podcast?
That's right. Yeah, we got like an extra 10 grand to have him on here for a half an hour segment or something.
Yeah, why not? Probably
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Once the solo comes through, the
I was
solo
gonna
money
say,
comes
yeah,
through, that'd
like
be
the
good.
solo checks will be coming in
Yeah.
from
It's
James.
the paperwork's on the way, boys. It's
Yeah.
I think it got lost in the mail.
I wonder if they put solo in this, considering Asahi Breweries make it. Well, Asahi Breweries make solo. I wonder what's the mixer with this. You guys had this
Oh, that
before?
is a
It's
lemon drink. Yeah, I have. It's
yeah,
it goes down like solo.
literally,
You would
yeah.
not even notice there's alcohol in them.
Nah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, sorry, Aaron. I'm going to bring up a little topic here. I know you're not going to be very enthusiastic about it, but James Supercoach.
Yes. Hit me.
I wanted to bring this up on the podcast. All right, you guys talk about Star Wars, right? So if no one probably says this, no one cares. But this year, it is like the only year where the dickhead dumb coaches pick all these mid
Got all the mid
prices.
prices and it's worked. Yeah.
And it's you either got a primo or a rookie. And if you've got all these mid prices and they're just paying up, man, they're all playing good, and then you're like, geez, now I've got to trade out all my good players that are underperforming to get these mid prices in. But maybe in a month's time, are they going to turn to shit? Like, what's the gamble? What are you doing?
So I've only made a couple of changes. So
Yeah.
I didn't leave Gorn because he'll still average 120 for the year. Whitfield I did because I went to Hewitt, who will make
He's playing midfield.
150k, and then you can just go
Yeah.
to someone else anyway.
Yeah.
And I already had Cogs, I had Rao, I
had them too.
I have someone else, and I'm literally just opening my side now, but it'll take too long.
Yeah, no.
I brought in Tristan Jerry.
Xeri. How do you say his last name?
I think it's
His name
Cherry.
starts with an X, right?
It's
and
like
it's
Cherry.
Xerri. So it's like
I
cherry.
work
but
with
an
someone whose
X.
surname is exactly the same. I'm pretty sure it's Cherry.
And they call it Jerry. Okay.
Cherry or Zeri. I think at work it's Zeri. But yeah, because he's playing full time ruck. But I'm trying to not overdo it. Other than the few I started with Sicily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't want to go with him. I wasn't sure on him because of his knee. If he was gonna
And I
go back to
went
full
through
form.
Law, who I guess is sort of a
Yeah, he's up and down. You just hold
Does
him.
it-
You just hold him.
So-
I had Heaney, but I got rid of him before the season started, and massive regret.
A question. Does
Yeah.
it? So I've seen Supercoach like I don't know 15 years ago or something. Has it it was like on a website, and you kind of just popped players in or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I was looking
Yeah,
Yeah,
at.
you've
so
got a
you've got
salary cap,
so
and
Do
So you've got like
you?
they've got like a $10 million salary cap, and then
Everyone has the
certain
same.
players, yeah, everyone's got the same, and then certain players are worth certain amounts. So say if you average 120 in a year, which is very high for AFL, you'll be worth like 700,000, 650,000, depending on how much the average was. And then from there it goes down, and then the rookies are worth 100,000 to 200,000. So basically, what the premise of the game is you get in all these rookies who are going to make you heaps of money, or mid prices, who we're talking about, which are big yo-yos, and then you've got to
a lot
get
of the
the
time, if
top
you go a mid
performers.
pricer, it's someone who's been injured or someone who's young and's going to take the next step. And
So they're going to have a
yeah, you
breakout
just
year, or
for you to win your league or to win your overall and make like 50K, you sort of just need to turn those lower players into like monetary value. So if they make 150K, you trade two people who have made 150K and turn one of them back to another rookie at
But
100K who's like
they're real
debuting later in
people.
the year and upgrading someone.
They're real
Yeah,
people with
Yeah.
feelings. You can't just turn them
nah,
into
not all of
money,
them.
bro.
They're
Trade
not
them.
all. They don't all have
Well,
feelings.
you got to look at it as like a you're an
It's like a
NBA
stock
roster.
market.
You're an NBA roster. I don't know it's
What
a
a,
business
what
like
about
baseball
They're
rosters.
stocks.
They're just
They're
going in
stocks.
and out like no tomorrow. It's a business,
what
They're
about
and my
stocks
team
because
is
their
the best
prices go
business
up
on the
and down.
market right now.
what about a Twitch super coach
Which super coach.
where you
I'd
could
be
like
Performing
bet on
150K.
players and streamers.
streamers, yeah, like streamers and
Yeah.
like follow counts and like average viewers and stuff.
Yeah, you could do that. So then you could bank on like rookies like ourselves to like pop off and go big and get like partnered and everything like that. You know, so basically the goal in Twitch ways is you're starting off with like 5 or 6 like Tim the Tatmans and ninjas and all those, you know, top streamers, and then you've got like a couple of lower guys who are just, you know, just got affiliated, you know, with
Yeah.
like us, like James and myself, got like 100 followers who are worth like 100K. So Tim the Tatman's with 650, and we're like on the bottom end of the scale. And it's like, are we going to get a game this week or at all this year? You know, and there's a lot of players that don't get a game. So yeah, that's sort of the Twitch.
It's good fun. It takes a lot
Yeah.
of takes up a lot of your time if you want to do well, but it's satisfying. So.
Yeah. And then there's certain break evens. So a player has to score a certain amount to
Make money.
maintain their currency, their value. So a player worth 550,000 has to score 100 or something. And if they score under 100, they're going to go from 550 to 500. And yeah, you kind of need to maintain your value of your players. And yeah, you look like we're talking you to sleep right now. And I was
I was
going.
no. I was sleeping before the podcast. I had a quick nap. It's always a mistake having a little nap before you do something. Like
Yeah, you
because you wake up, you're like, should I
You're like, I need
cancel
like
the podcast? Should I
I
get
need like
another hour?
7 coffees to get up and about. Yeah.
It's rough, but I feel like in the long run, it's good because like
yeah. When you
later
weren't
tonight,
replying,
I'll
I
be
was
right.
like, oh shit.
Nah, I had an
Yeah.
alarm 5:50, and I was like, oh my god, I just got into some good sleep. But yeah,
I was pretty lucky today. I had work off. The machine broke down yesterday, which is very unfortunate because I wouldn't have minded working today, just having a nice cruisy early Friday finish. But
Instead, you have the earliest finishes.
before today, so I had today off, but for 2 weeks because last weekend I woke up at 6:30 and 7 on Saturday and Sunday, and then every day I wake up at 5 to 5:30, depending on if I had a shower the night before and if I'm eating breakfast at home and all that sort of stuff.
mm-hmm.
So today was the first day I got to sleep in, and man, did I feel like a piece of shit when I woke up at like 11:30, but my body felt so good. I was like, I finally got that extra, like, you know, an actual 10 hours sleep,
yeah.
you know, like 11, 12 hours sleep instead of 5. You
It's
know?
called sleep debt, and it's
Yeah.
like it's a real thing, like a
Yeah.
scientific study.
Well, yeah, because Eliza's so young, no matter what, I'm up by 7 every day. Although one day last week she slept in until 8, and that was like the best day of my whole fucking life. Couldn't believe
Yo.
it. Could not believe it.
Weekend, the
Yeah,
girls
well-
are gonna stay up late tonight, so hopefully you get to sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to talk about 2 things.
Yes.
I don't think neither of you, 2 shows actually that I've been watching. I don't think either
Oh,
of you
yeah, I know what
would
they
have
are.
watched them. You know which one is? Go for it. Guess.
Well, one will be Halo.
Guess the other one
You were talking about it earlier.
was it?
I think so. Are you watching Moon Knight? Is that the other show you're getting at?
No, Downton
No.
Abbey and
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Moon Knight and Halo. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I guess Moon Knight. It's obviously it's a Marvel one, but it's like a character that I'm just gonna go out on a limb and
Relative
say
of obscurity.
like maybe 70% of people that watch Marvel stuff probably didn't know him, unless like from the comics. But yeah, I watched the first episode. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I was gonna watch it today, but
It's
I
very
slept in.
very very cool.
Yeah,
It
I've heard
has like
good
a different
things.
spin on it because the guy like without spoiling much, he kind of like struggles with. Actually, I'm not going to say because like you learn that in the first episode and it's kind of fun to
I'm pretty
watch
sure
it.
it's in the
Yeah, the trailers and stuff, but
no,
it's
not even in the trailer. Just when you hover over the thing, and it describes it. I can't even think of what it's called. But
the
yeah, he's got like multiple
synopsis or
personality.
whatever. Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
struggling with
synopsis.
multiple
Yeah.
personalities, and like you see him like black out, and like all these things have happened, and like the editing and just it's gonna be cool to like watch him act as like different personalities. I always loved seeing people act multiple personalities. Like I remember there was a really good one in Stargate. The Daniel Jackson. He got like he was like a host to like 5 or 6 different personalities in an episode. It was just like it's just so cool to see actors like do it
Go in
well,
their range.
do it well as well. Like obviously like there's plenty of bad acting out there, but Moon Knight I think is good. It's interesting. It's gonna be really fun to see where it goes. On the other hand, Halo, first episode was like kick ass. Like you had like blood and gore and Spartans fighting the Covenant. You had a lot of cool things going in the first episode, but then the second episode last night I watched it and I was like, a lot of weird things that they're doing. And like it's starting to feel like a just like a sci-fi show
With the Halo
with
skin.
yeah, a little bit.
Well,
But
the writers said they haven't watched or played any of the Halos.
that was a
They
like context out of context kind of like sense what's the word? Sensationalized like quote.
yeah,
Um because they did come out and like and like kind of
clarify.
retract that and said, "Look, oh, what I really said was like this," and but so they know everything, like they know what they're doing, but they want to appeal to a broader audience, and which they have, because I'm sure like you might have heard like people talk about the Halo show, and then I know some people that I know that wouldn't have watched don't know Halo, but like they want to watch the show, and
I
um
remember watching this series years ago on YouTube, and it was Red vs Blue.
Versus Blue.
yeah,
Yeah, what was that again? Who did that?
Red versus
Rooster
Blue.
Teeth.
Yeah, that's it, Rooster Teeth. Yeah,
that was
I
good.
I'd never watched Halo or anything, but I got into that series for a little bit. Just binging
I
YouTube.
liked watching a bit of it, but it got a bit weird.
Repetitive.
I didn't know. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Like it had funny moments. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited to see what they do with Halo. Of course, there's like 7 more episodes. I have to actually cast it from my phone to my TV because like nothing has like a Paramount Plus app. Well, none of my TVs do.
You
My
don't have
PlayStation
the
doesn't.
Amazon Prime? Because you can get Paramount Plus through
Ooh.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, I can actually do that on that TV. I might try that next time.
But I don't know
Log
if you
into it.
can if you have a Paramount Plus subscription, I don't know if you can link that to your Amazon Prime. I think like through your Prime account, you can pay for that subscription. I honestly don't know because Brad's
Yeah,
the one that
I'll
does
try to
it.
connect it or whatever.
I'm just using it, but yeah, I know that's the thing.
Do you have Paramount Plus?
Is it a I got Amazon Prime, which has Paramount
Okay.
Plus, yeah. Which we have through it because Brad's watching it at the moment.
Oh, there you go.
Is it a limited series or is it expect it to be multiple
Season
seasons.
2's
That's the one thing I
already
didn't know.
greenlit.
Okay. Yeah.
They before that episode, before season 1 even like launched, they
Greenlit.
they were like, "Yo, season 2, we're gonna do it." So hopefully, I don't know. I know they sunk a bunch of money into it. It's weird. I don't know why they didn't like. There's a lot of changes. And it's like a Halo nerd. Some changes I don't like at all. Like I don't know why they're doing it, but it is what it is.
You want to give us an example?
Okay, so the Covenant, the alien race that are trying to exterminate humans, in the lore, in the games and the expanded universe with all the books and stuff, there is no instance in where humans and Covenant like interact other than like killing, pretty much, because they're so like discriminate with their killing, because it's like a religious motivation. And in the show, there's a human that the Covenant have taken in, and I guess it's a way for them to kind of maybe have like a human as a villain, and like, you know, less CG and less, you know, less expensive
Yeah.
for them to actually shoot. But it's just like that, like everyone that, you know, is a nerd like me knows that would never happen, and it just kind of irks me. And also, Master Chief with his helmet off is like a big one, you know, showing Master Chief's face. I don't have like a major problem with it because you don't see his face in the games at all.
Yeah,
but
so
like,
it's not like you have a preconceived idea of what he'd look like in
yeah,
the ring.
no, it's fine. Like I get giving him a face, but this second episode, he had like his helmet off for like most of it, which was weird. He was in like a place that could be potentially hostile. He entered it without, actually he took his helmet off, and he ended up taking his armor off. And like Master Chief as a character,
He's always
um,
kitted up.
he wouldn't. He just no way he would do that, and it just bugged me. Just bugged me a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, just those little things that you're like, what?
Just
That
the little
does
things.
not make sense.
And also they showed a bit of nudity in the show, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah, people don't get naked in the Halo universe.
No, that's okay.
You're
Well,
like,
it
oh
was
my
a
God, that's
pointless
so
scene.
like.
It was a pointless scene. It was the Covenant lady. She was just getting like undressed
that's-
at the end of the episode.
So that's just to try and keep everyone interested, the broader audience.
I don't know, man. I didn't keep me interested. I
Okay.
was like, why? Why are you showing me this?
I feel like Game of
Go
Thrones
away,
early days did
boobies!
that big time. They just try to put as much nudity in there to try and get everyone
I
interested.
think it was
into
pretty
the
tasteful
storyline.
with Game of Thrones, though.
Yeah,
Like,
they did it well.
Like they'd just be banging on screen, and it's just like, yeah, they're having a conversation, and like they're finishing up and stuff, and it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, why not? People do this. People did this, you know?
Back in the day.
Yeah. People spoke to each other during intercourse back in the day.
What, you don't talk during? You just
No,
that's
silence.
quite.
I'm in my ear,
no.
my wife's ear, like, are you breathing into your mic?
Yeah, that's how
it
you're in
didn't
there
come
like
through for
that.
me.
Oh.
It
Oh,
still
damn.
does it.
Fucking noise gate.
I was just laughing because you didn't say anything. You were just like,
Yeah, silence.
daddy.
I think you guys know what I was getting at. Just heavy breathing, wheezing.
Yeah. Bit puffed out.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then
well,
it's like a
speaking of
fun
that topic, it's a fun way to bring that up because Tia texted me before. It's why I was looking at my phone. I was sharing the podcast around a little bit. Apparently, we're broadcasting live on the Lounge Room TV.
Oh.
Oh. Oh my.
It's funny how you say that there and we're like laughing, but then again, this goes onto YouTube and everyone on the internet watches it. But because now there's like my family who's come for like birthday celebrations who's in the room just behind me. They're all watching, And we're like, it's a bit sus. Hey guys, yeah, this is, I don't talk much during sex. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Phil, why don't you tell us your 3 favorite positions?
Oh yeah.
Well, you can't do a mission without a guard dog, and yeah.
I wasn't actually asking you. That was okay.
No, I put it in transcript.
That was
Code. It's
Yeah.
pronounced YouTube.
only big boys will know what that means.
I didn't get that position.
What?
What? Wait, what'd you say
All
again,
right,
Jay?
what's happened here? I
What?
didn't say anything.
Yes, you
What?
did. Now, before
No,
that,
no, I
what
was
was the
reading the
question?
chat. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Sorry.
You said
I
what
was
was
trying.
your
I thought I was quiet
three
enough to not
favorite
be.
positions, and it was like
Oh,
mission, guard, dog.
yeah, I was picking up what you were throwing down. I think we've
Yeah.
sort of lost the plot here. Let's get back on track somehow.
Yeah, who's got a topic? Who's got a topic? Change the
Uh,
topic.
I got a topic.
yeah.
Hold on, let me get my notes up on my phone because I've been writing this down during the week.
I don't think we've ever been off the rails
That
that
was the
bad.
that was
We're
the
just like,
worst
wait,
5
what's
minutes
happening?
in Danger Zone history. We're just
All right. Pathetic Morrison government and just politicians in general is the title of this. I just want to go on a little rant about, like, how we haven't heard nothing. How we've had no support over all the, like, you could say that, like, JobKeeper and stuff over during COVID and everything. But since, for ages, like, Scott Morrison just doesn't care about Australians in general and about our own. I'll get through some of the stuff that I've written down. So basically, he's allowed state governments to lock up millions of people in lockdowns to stop the spread of COVID-19. And you look at that from a hindsight point of view, and you're like, we're just living life normally now, right? But during that time, Melbourne was literally like a jail cell. Prisons, like, we're literally not moving the house. We can't move within 500 meters. And other countries were mocking how ridiculous the restrictions were here. But we were all copying it like, oh my God, the virus is so bad. Like, and that was like early days. And then that continued on and continued on and continued on. I think last year sometime, I think at the start of the footy season, we had crowds at the footy early on, and we had like 60, 70,000 people. And this is when we were all free of COVID, but no one was vaccinated because vaccinations only came through halfway last year or something. And then we got our hands on like 2 million doses of whatever vaccine it was. And because Asia was doing it tough at the time, but we were okay, we shipped it off to them to try and make some money out of it instead of vaccinating our own and looking after our own. And I don't know, a month after that happened, it was like end of April or whenever it
hit the
was.
fan again.
It hit the fan again. We're in lockdown, the whole bullshit. But let's make some money by sending these vaccinations elsewhere. Giving, I think it was the Philippines or somewhere 2 million doses, whilst we hadn't even started on our own. So literally, workplaces and everything are out of pocket. The bushfires, when they were going on, he was like, no one cared about him. Like, he wasn't doing anything to help prevent. When he came out to work, he came out as a publicity stunt, with like water and a ute packed full of things. No one shook his hand because everyone realized how much he
He
didn't
was
care
off
about the
in Hawaii,
population.
wasn't he?
He was on a holiday.
I
Yeah.
always love that how you remember like past prime ministers. I remember everyone shitting on Tony Abbott. I think I've said it before, but when the bushfires were happening and everyone was ragging on ScoMo for not being in the country or whatever, and then there's these stories of
Tony
Tony
Abbott was there
Abbott.
putting
He's got a
fires out.
hose and he's like putting fires out and shit. I'm like, that's who we need. Bring him
That
back.
doesn't mean that he's a good prime minister
No,
either, though,
he's-
because
that's
he
another
was
There's so
not.
much
He's
to
a
it.
terrible,
Yeah.
terrible prime minister. I
Hold on.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped yet.
Oh,
Hold on.
sorry.
I got more to go. So he's got. So now that the election's coming up, he's starting to bring in all these, hey, vote for me kind of scenarios that just do not make sense. So casual workers, he's trying to bring in legislation where casual workers are going to get 5 sick days a year.
Yeah.
How does that work? What's the point of being part time? You're
Annual leave, I guess.
Yeah, annual leave, and what? Depending on what workplace you get, do you get RDOs? Besides that, it's this your casual loading. You're gonna pocket that as an annual leave day
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
because you're getting an extra 25% an hour than what someone is on permanent part time or full time that they're getting.
Yeah.
Like, there's one ploy. If you're a single parent now, all you need is 2% to get a house.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
so if you have a failed marriage or you can't work it out with your partner for whatever reason, you get looked after. But people who are in stable, committed relationships who only have single income or are trying to do it rough or renting to try and get by and whatever, no, you still need the full deposit.
Can I jump in here
Do you know what I
quickly?
mean? Yeah,
Can
go
I? So I agree with the 2% thing. I think it's probably a good thing for single parents to get their kids under a roof. There is
All
a
right.
scheme at the moment. Hang on. There is a scheme at the moment where you only need 5% as anyone. If you haven't bought a house before, you can have 5%. The government covers the other 15. So the extra 3% across, a couple, I don't know, it probably isn't too bad. I don't know. I like, and I'm never going to be a single dad, but I actually think that that's a good thing. Like I know that when my mum was single, that would have been, a helpful thing for. Well, my mum is single, but when we were young, would have been helpful for us, and I think for all those single mums out there, not the ones that are just doing nothing, but the ones that are trying really hard to get ahead. But everything's so like petrol's $2.20 a liter now, and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
they
it's
brought
so
out
hard
something
at the
spending
moment.
money to drop that by 50% now. So
Yeah,
do you
but
think they would do that in a non-election year?
no, of course not. Of course
Yeah.
not. I'm not saying, the motivation behind it's wrong. The decision is right, is what I was like. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, because you were sort of like, oh, why shouldn't that be for everyone? But no, I think that's probably fair. There's
But
plenty of
what's there stopping committed people like James, like you and myself? James, Aaron's already got his mortgage and stuff. But what's there to stop saying us going that? Oh, we're now separated.
yeah. Oh, of course.
Just to
Yeah.
just to do a little loophole,
Well,
and then all of a
people.
sudden we get a house loan, and oh, hey, we're now getting back together.
Well, how
We got a
many
house. Like,
people do you know have done that in the past anyway with like single parenting payment? I could name 20 people.
Mm.
Hopefully, Centrelink and the government and the ATO aren't watching this,
yeah,
but
List off their
so many
names
people do
and where
it.
they live actually
yeah.
right
There's
now. But
loopholes
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
So yeah, there's always a way around it. Yeah. Sorry, do you want to continue on with your list?
Yes, I had
What was
more. Who welds without their mask on?
it?
Oh,
Bro,
you
like
gotta have a
I
good
know
look.
it's a
You gotta be able to
public.
see it.
Look, everyone stuffs up every now and then, but come on, man. Like, probably
Well,
got
if
the
he had a
biggest
mask
safety
on, would you have known
debriefing
it
you'll
was
find.
him?
Sorry.
If he didn't have his mask on, how would you know it was
Yeah.
him?
Oh, jeez.
I think one of his MPs quit or whatever from Parliament because she didn't want to work with him. I don't know what her name was, but I heard it on the radio. How she described him as a bully, and he was ruthless. Like, she said that she met like ruthless people in her life, but he tops the list of them.
Yeah.
Um, Now, this is the thing that actually gets me more than everything else. So there's this
I
war
know where this.
happening in Ukraine, right, and Russia, right, and the because of this war, we've decided to build. Well, he's decided to build. Hold on a second. This is second major military spending announcement in the past week after Morrison pledged at least 10 billion on Monday for a new naval base on the country's east coast to
Mhm.
have a future fleet of nuclear submarines. So nuclear submarines, $10 billion spending, and then there's a $38 billion plan by 2040 to increase our military from, I think it's like 65,000 to 80,000. It's like by like a third or something. So to have more soldiers and everything. We've had floods in Queensland and New South Wales at the moment. They've had $1 billion of support, help, and financial aid that's been sent to them so far. So we've got this war that's happening on the other side of the world that does not involve us whatsoever. It involves these two countries right next to each other. That's impacting us through fuel prices and all that sort of stuff. And we're worried about our defense mechanisms.
I don't
Who's
know
attacking
why.
us?
I
Yeah,
think. I
Instead
think
of
the fact.
instead of supporting your own who have gone through a natural disaster. Like, when you think about it, $1 billion, that sounds like a lot of money, but you're spending 40 over that many years for a military plan. But in
Yeah.
saying that, when you think $1 billion, how much does a new house cost?
in Sydney,
In
500 million.
so
Just one
$500,000
house.
roughly to build a house,
No,
roughly.
500 million is expensive over there. Nah, that's whack, man. Like, why are we?
And you think about
Why
it,
we getting
this
involved in
is
that?
this
Like,
is what
I think
politicians do.
nuclear
They don't. We don't.
warfare.
And
I,
Australians are the one that just don't look after their own. It's always a, hey, let's sell these vaccines to other countries.
yeah, no, I
Hey,
think
we
you're
got,
right.
you know what I mean? And
I think you're right, but I think nuclear warfare sort of has put the fear into the whole world now, right? Because all it takes is one pissed off leader, and they go and nuke someone, and it doesn't matter that we're on the other side of the world. Like one
What's the
little
point of
thing
us
and
having
it's sort
nukes
of gone.
What is the point of us having nukes? There is no point.
or nuclear?
It's
Oh
like-
no,
Is
I'm
it
not
for
saying
us
there
to
is,
have
but
it?
like defense mechanisms for that sort of stuff too, and being able to detect them. And are they not anti-nuclear submarines? Is that not what you're saying?
Hold on. No, it just stated that the
I get the feeling they would have.
no, they were just
an-
nuclear submarines. That's what it stated.
Okay, well, yeah,
So
I don't know.
actual
Something that
carriers
can
and
deliver
weapons.
a nuke, right?
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they've made a lot of mistakes over the last couple of years. I don't really have an issue with us being locked down until we were vaccinated, because I feel like if we were living right
Yeah, but
now,
why weren't we vaccinated
yeah,
earlier?
we should have
when
been
America
vaccinated.
was.
That's what. Well,
Who's to blame for that?
okay, so that's what I was getting to. We obviously couldn't have been as quick as them because they're the leaders in the world and they do whatever the fuck they want. But we shouldn't have
But
been
why?
sending our We shouldn't have been sending our vaccines elsewhere.
Yeah,
We
but
should-
that's the
Yeah, I
thing
know.
is those America is although they do have a lot of things that are made for them from China and other poorer
Yeah,
countries
but
because
in
it's obviously
hindsight,
cheaper
why did
and
they
the
send
business.
it? They sent
What's
it
that say?
to make a buck, or to
To make a buck and
was
probably have
any
try and
did they
gauge
want
a
to
good
help? Did
relationship.
they want to
Yeah.
help?
Do they
I
want to
don't
help?
know. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know the statistics about it, but like, I know there's just part of me where it's like, oh, these people need it right now. We're looking good. Like, send it off to them. We'll make more for us when we need. Like, I know. Obviously, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure there was like good intention somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. But although I don't pay a lot of attention to that, but yeah.
I just find that just our politicians especially are selling Australia off elsewhere instead of trying to keep everything here.
Mm.
Like, obviously, did you guys hear about Barney B. Joyce's statement about people trying to buy houses and stuff? So, like, I'm just going to the complete like extreme here. Like, this is like the worst of the worst sort of people that are politicians at the moment. So, Barnaby Joyce, the deputy PM who makes $433,000 a year, disagrees that you can afford a first home on minimum wage. So, minimum wage like $50,000 a year. Because he bought a house for $67,000 back in 1994 in a tiny rural town, which has a population of 1,500 people, 3 hours from Sydney. So, which now the house is there worth $200,000. House prices back then were 5 times an average yearly income. So, average yearly income right now I think is probably like 80,000 for a household. That's probably seen 70, 80, maybe 90,000 probably average.
I think that's close. Yeah.
So, yeah, nowadays apparently the average income for a house is like 12 times the amount, because you factor in all the houses and stuff that are in metropolitan areas, which is just a general house. It's a normal size block, but they're going for 1.5 because of
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the location and everything. Yeah. So that's the same dude that was against gay marriage. He said it was a decadent to our society, because he was worried about trade deals with Asia at the time, because they're not for gay marriage and all that sort of stuff. And because we do so much trading with other countries, selling off our
Yeah.
products and oils and minerals and all that sort of stuff, he's obviously just worrying about his back pocket, because selling all this stuff is how he makes money.
Yeah.
This is the same bloke that left his wife for a pregnant woman in 2015. So he knocked up his affair, Sheila, and then left his wife for like 20 years or something for her.
It's a top
So-
bloke, sounds like.
Yeah, so basically, I'm real fed up with all these little schemes and stuff to try and buy your votes and stuff just for our election. Like, just look after your own.
Yeah.
Why do we need to spend money on military? Why aren't we, distributing this to people that actually need help in our own backyard? Like, I don't know. We need that English essay that we all had in school is like absolute power What is it? What
Oh,
is it, Aaron? You
corrupts
missed that.
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Literally, like every politician that we've had is
Yeah,
just,
it seems
you
that
know,
way. Hey,
yeah,
like, why aren't there any good guy politicians?
yeah. Obviously, there's going to be, there's going to be agendas and everything, and people think that, like, one thing's more important than another thing. But you look back on the history and what they've actually done, and it's just like,
Yeah.
why, you know,
I
we're,
I like what I've heard from Anthony Albanese, but I feel like as the opposition leader, it's really easy to be likable. So I'm pretty confident, unless there's a change in leadership, I can't see Liberals winning the next national election. They wouldn't have run. They wouldn't have won the last couple if Labor had any form of stability, but they've just been a mess for so long. So it'll be interesting to see if he does get voted in, if he remains likable, and see what actually comes of it.
Because you gotta, you know, you have to hedge your bets. Like you vote someone in, and then they have the power to do things, and
Yeah.
you see where they actually land on things and what they actually get done. Yeah. Politics, man.
politics. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Why can't
big
everyone just,
topic.
yeah. No, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's like, when they're
Yeah.
trying to look after their own income and their own, prime minister wages and all that sort of stuff. It's,
Yeah.
let's try and buy votes and do all these things instead of actually, like, why couldn't you just do this
In the first place.
2 years ago? Yeah, why couldn't you just help people out because you want to help your economy and you want to help,
Yeah. People have
yeah,
long enough memories to remember that you've done something nice a year into your. You don't have to save all your good ideas for your election year. Like, just do it, and then bring up that you've done that come election time, and we'll go, oh yeah, he has done these good things. Whereas when you do it at the end, it just looks like a token just to get reelected, and it's kind of like, give us a spell.
yeah,
Do you think that like when you get in the politics game, like and you really get in there, it's like there's a certain way to do things and a certain way, like a certain culture and a certain way people.
Oh, they'd have to be, wouldn't
because
they?
they're run by businesses.
Yeah, and like I bet like a lot of people have gone in with like good intentions and then they've just been turned corrupt, like the old English essay, absolute power corrupts absolutely. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's a tough
I think it's
one.
also hard at times for the common man to find themselves high up in government or woman. Sorry, um, but yeah, I think that's probably part of the challenge too. But I
Yeah.
don't really know. I don't know what the solution is.
Like, I think the big one that got to a lot of people when we were in the lockdowns and stuff, when people were on JobKeeper payments or not even, you know, um, when hairdressers and all these people that needed to go into work to earn an income, they couldn't work from home. But politicians were going, oh, lockdowns are okay because they're, "Hey, I'm still getting my wage. I can be a politician from home. We can have these sort of meetings where you're going online and discuss with world leaders, and you don't have to be there because a lot of the time when you're talking to other countries and businesses and trying to get deals done, you're doing stuff like this because it might be too hard to get a plane or whatever. So I remember there was this video. I wish I had it, and I wish I could link it and just show everyone. But there was this politician who was basically just reaming about how bad the lockdowns were, and he was all for vaccinations, but just not for lockdowns. Everyone just social distancing and doing your 1.5s and being safe, but locking people in their homes, not being able to exercise, not being able to take your kids to playgrounds. Like, how ludicrous is that? Now thinking back on it, and everyone was doing it because that's what we were told, and
Do you
yeah,
do you think like it had to have saved lives, right?
Yep. Yeah, I
yeah,
think so. I don't
to a certain
see.
degree.
I don't really see how we could have lived like this being unvaccinated. The goal should have just been to get vaccinated quicker. I think some of the lockdown rules were ridiculous and a bit over the top, but I think lockdown itself, in some capacity, was necessary.
Yeah,
But we were just too slow to get the vaccines out, and then even when the vaccines were out, getting it then rolled out to our age and like people in their 30s. It just took a really long time. Now
James,
everything's all well and good, like we're vaccinated, we're all sort of doing whatever. But yeah, I think it just could have gone faster. Like, could have been more proactive.
you said before, uh, you don't know what the solution is. I
Yeah, but
have the solution, all right? Well, a possible solution, a purge, right? Australia-wide purge, and that brings up the question: what are you guys doing in the event of next week, next Friday? They're announcing a purge. How long do they do it for? Like 24 hours? Is that usually what they do? Like, have you seen the movies?
I don't actually think there's ever been a real one. So
Oh, I know it hasn't been real, but the movies. Has anyone seen the movies? The Purge?
yeah. I think it's 24 hours.
What are you doing in a 24-hour purge?
Probably
What's your
go steal
first
some
move?
PC parts.
Ooh. Go raid Scorptech and M-Wave.
And then I just hide up until the 24 hours is over, and then I'm laughing.
I'm getting my my bobcat from work, and I'm just filling it up and just sitting at the front of my house. And if everyone wants to come in there, they're getting run over.
Bring it on.
And I feel like it's a good machine too for it because it's pretty agile and quick, and all you have to do is just run.
What would you actually do though? Because you guys we got family.
Yeah, I think I'd
That's
probably
what I
have to
mean. Yeah,
protect
so
them.
the best way to keep
yeah,
them
that's
safe.
yeah.
I wouldn't be actively going out to commit a crime. that's for
I'm
sure.
having the bobcat at the front of the house, basically, is what I mean. So if anyone wants to
Yeah.
come and attack me, they're getting run over.
Wouldn't
But then
you-
again, you could easily jump over the back of the fence or something, if you really wanted to. So I'll have to kit them up with, machetes or something.
Here you go, Sammy.
Yeah, you go, Sam. He's a little sword, Sammy sword.
He actually would use it too.
Oh, he would, yeah.
He'd take heaps of fuckers out.
Do you reckon there'd be people like gangs of people just hitting every house on the street, like just going through trying to steal stuff, like mess with people?
Yeah, 100%.
Kill people,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Killers?
Yep.
Do you really? You know what I
Gangs
think?
gangs try
I
and do
think
that
nothing
these
would
days.
really
Just-
happen. For like if a purge
Aaron's like,
actually
fuck
happened,
it, just as a test, let's just do a purge and we'll just see if anyone does anything. You're like, I'm pretty sure they won't, guys. Pretty
Or
sure
do you
they won't do it.
Do you reckon people would just try and rob like
I think there'd be some
like
looting
JB
maybe,
Hi-Fis and
and
stuff
that
like
might be the worst.
Yeah,
What's
people
that?
would probably be more likely to chase money.
Yeah.
If I was single, I'd chase money, but I'm not. I can't really see the appealing getting to kill someone.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
Nah,
To
maybe
each their own,
Brad.
man. No, just kidding.
Just Brad.
Poor Brad.
Yeah, I hope I don't know anyone that would go out and try and kill people. I think people would just try and like rob banks and stuff, and
Yeah, I agree.
have
some-
like
get some
electronic
money.
stores and get some better
Yeah.
graphics cards and update my RAM and
The day of the purge, like you go, all right, we're gonna hit the bank. You go to the bank, and there's a line up at the bank. Everyone's just like
Everyone's
waiting.
lining up.
everyone's waiting for like 9 o'clock at night or whenever it happens.
It's like Black Friday sales in the
Yeah.
States when they're all
Who's
like
got
at
the demo
door.
saw for the vault? Like,
Oh, a bit of Payday 2.
Oh, we gonna play that? No.
Oh
Payday-
yeah,
It's a good game.
it is a good game.
Is there gonna be a third
I'd-
one? Surely.
I hope so. All we would do though is just replay the same mission over and over, trying to do it.
Getting
Stealthily.
really, really good at the jewelry store. Oh no, the guard
No,
saw us
the
really- oh no,
the little
the
bank
one.
trying to do it without.
Yeah,
going loud.
That's
And
so
then
sick.
and then Kobe would fuck up, and it's like, oh fuck. Then I would fuck up.
I would never.
Aaron would never fuck up.
Yeah,
and
see,
that's, yeah.
see.
You would. I was just being nice. There's a third one coming out. There is.
Really? Did you look it up?
Wow. Yeah, I looked it down to the right. But that will be,
Oh.
yeah, that'll be
Cool,
handy.
cool.
That will be good. We'll definitely play that.
Yeah.
I'll also be
that's a
playing
buy.
Lego Star Wars in 4 days.
Oh, 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days.
Damn. Maybe I can get it for my birthday. In
Hi.
just under 2 weeks.
all right, you kids are gonna get out now.
Yeah. Get out, kids.
You've had your moment.
on.
Get out of here.
Go on.
Go watch on the TV like
It is
everyone else.
Violet's dad.
Hello.
All right, Claire, out you go, honey. Thank you. They're all right. I just want to be involved.
Yeah, we're only joking.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
No, obviously joking. Obviously.
No.
Hopefully
We'll have a
that was
dad
honest.
episode. We'll go live from like a play center one time, just sitting.
Just
around
be
the
loud.
dinner
You just
table.
hear like
We'll have
in the background.
we'll
like,
have to have the best noise cancelling mics ever.
it would sound like, right outside like a jet engine. with all like the jumping castles like going and stuff or whatever.
What
Not
are
to
they?
mention the
The
screaming
plastic
kids as
balls.
well.
What are they called? Like the plastic balls and the ball pits. That's just
Whole
like
pit. Yeah.
yeah, going around everywhere.
All right,
Mm.
guys. Well, that's it. That's an hour. That's the Danger Zone episode 13 wrapped up. We had a lot of politics talk. We had some TV show talk. What
Sort of lost our way for a little bit there.
Yeah, there was kind of depressing like politics, man. The is politics
I was
is
a
it's
pretty upbeat
never
person, you know. So
it's never I don't
Hey,
know.
you gotta walk the fine line in the danger zone.
Exactly. We go everywhere.
Yeah.
We
Are
dip
we
our toes in every subject.
are we going bottom 8, bottom 16? Like what are we doing?
Nah, bottom 15 every time.
Bottom 15 every time. Nice.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Check out the Twitch channels. Check out the description down below, the YouTube video, and subscribe to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, everything. Take care, and thanks for listening. Bye.
Whee!